Happy New Year and many blessings to you for a graceful transition into 2017. It has been made clear that the raw lines that work with the Law of One Guardian Host Healing projects will be working with the Earth in more visible ways this year, and many of us may sense their presence if we are capable and willing to be a dedicated and pure conduit to help support the Earth body during these intense times of spiritual transformation. In order to be of service and work with the Ra family for helping to heal Seraphim genetics, we must develop deep humility and feel a heart-based dedication to be of service to others. The Ra family are intimately related with bringing the Law of One material to the Earth in several previous cycles, and unfortunately most times that information had been usurped or abused by powermongers or controllers. Many of the Earth inhabitants are currently suffering from mental fragmentation and a lack of coherence in their mental body due to the amplification of polarities, major changes in the magnetic field, cosmic ray, and plasma transmissions, and that contributes to chaotic brainwave patterns and imbalanced brain chemistry. Brain chemistry imbalance is more emphasized with people on the Earth that have not cleared reptilian hive mind thinking, and those that have more seraphim, avian, carrion, and or bird-related genetic history in their light body, or have inherited avian cellular memories in the family of origin lines. The Seraphim lines include the Michael family, and they have difficult histories during the galactic wars, as many had been hybridized with reptilian or serpent races, which have contributed to the manifestation of lines of fallen angelics, and the painful shadow bodies and negative forms that descended into the matter fields as a result. Thus, this year appears to have a bigger emphasis on healing mental bodies, horizontal grid networks, repairing AI on the horizontal Golden Eagle network, reuniting monadic families, and grid work to create the crystal triad patterns which serve to unify the multiple layers of these mental bodies into more coherent functioning, which helps shape the healthy brain patterns. It is a critical comprehension to know that we change our brain chemistry and brain patterns by changing the way we think, shifting out from negative ego and violent thought forms and replacing them with calm, positive, and peaceful thoughts. The negative ego manifests extremely distorted brainwaves, which contribute to amplifying bipolar thinking and AI signal lockdown. Most people with distorted brainwave patterns also have etheric implants, like splitter tech, that scramble their thoughts, and this disrupts healthy brain chemistry. As a result, most unaware people that have not been trained to clear their mind in negativity are promptly medicated or sedated. As mentioned in the last blog, anger, hostility, or violent thinking are the worst possible thought forms to indulge in. These negative thought vibrations bond directly with satanic forces and AI signals. Thus, it is extremely important to clear and neutralize angry feelings, as these are the most destructive to the human body and consciousness at this pinnacle time of bifurcation. Due to the portal access made to black hole systems, extremely dark demonic forces from these black hole systems have access to the Earth, and anger, hostility, and violence are the main cause of partial or total demonic possession. Be extremely careful and gain impulse control over angry reactions, as there are dire consequences now. It is our responsibility to practice unconditional loving kindness and forgiveness in every area of our life, and to be diligent in being peaceful and calm, as we may observe an increase in strange, surreal, and difficult events this year. We cannot help the Earth until we make some effort to do our personal healing work and stop allowing reptilian hive mind and the unconscious rage buried in the collective consciousness to gain access into our mind or have control over our consciousness. Due to the recent surfacing of the biogenetic healing theme for the Seraphim lines, as well as the pronounced presence of the Ra family lines that work directly with guardian host protocols, as they are making themselves known to us, we may want to understand more about them. The following is the Ascension Glossary entry describing more about the Seraphim lineages. The Seraphim lineage is one of the original founder primal sound fields of the Gold Order Ray, which encompasses the Seraph lineage of which would be called the Winged Ones, in terms of avian genetic bird beings or the angelic Seraphim. They are an extension of the family entity of Ra, 14th dimensional, from the next universe through Andromeda Galaxy, the 7 higher heavens which live within the practices of the Law of One. The Seraphim had their own schisms and enslavement issues, having been intricately involved with the creation of the planet Earth, and involved with its many timelines and histories of the evolution of the human race. As the Seraphim races committed to help humanity evolve from the lower creational realm of 3D Earth, they experience their consciousness descending rapidly, to which is result of the fallen angelic fragmented mind matrix. The Seraphim were a part of the original creators of the divine human species prototype that were genetically designed with the potential to evolve into an embodied Christos consciousness. Their energy signature and imprint is certainly a part of all of us as human beings, and part of the planet Earth collective consciousness. One of the things that the Seraphs did many moons ago in the human evolution experiment is actually create a ley line and axiotonal lines grid system on the Earth. The Seraphim became the guardians of the Earth to protect the horizontal shields and their timelines until the humans could evolve to such a level to become the guardians of the Earth themselves. This was done in a grid or ley line consciousness and ray structure that is referred to as the Golden Eagle Pylon Network, Golden Eagle Grid. This was actually a creation of the collective guardian founder races, of which the guardian Seraphim and avian races became, through this grid known as the Golden Eagle Grid, the guardians of the horizontals. The horizontal ley lines are the network that create the clock shield template instructions that directly control the consciousness movement through time and space as a linear experience, and therefore are related to the morphogenetic field that create horizontal timelines in many dimensions. Fallen angelic history. Now, during the Atlantean cataclysm and what is known as the Luciferian rebellion, about 26,000 to 30,000 years ago, this is when the planetary stargates, the planetary grid ley lines, became controlled by the NAA, controlling races, the negative alien agenda, such as the reptilians, the Anunnaki, the Alpha Draconis, Orion Group Draconians, and this Golden Eagle Grid became, during this time, under the control of these beings who used these collective consciousness grids for reversed purposes of malintent designed for the NAA and the false gods, which was the opposite from their original purpose. So in the last 26,000 years, the Golden Eagle Grid became controlled and was primarily used as a mind control broadcast station, literally, that would send out false information or manipulated information to the mass human population. One purpose in the Iran Gate is to send out false king of tyranny, patriarchal domination, mind control through the Archangel Michael Matrix Collective. It was sending out information that was about the program which the Anunnaki used to continue to plummet humanity into false timelines of darkness, enslavement, and separation using software called the Armageddon software, Metatronic Reversal, and Victim Victimizer. The Golden Eagle grid literally became like a mind control weapon because that is what they have been using it for. It had been reclaimed back a few years ago in terms of the Guardian Founder races, who are now working to rehabilitate the places of the fallen consciousness grids, fallen angelic mind matrix, and override the patriarchal mind control through the Solomon Shield and activation of the Mother Arc hubs, Quetzalcoatl and Seraphim lineages. A way to understand this is, as human beings have suffered polarization and separation from God Source, and completion and their wholeness, this is what exactly had happened to the galactic beings as well, which is what Quetzalcoatl is sourcing from as a galactic being, a galactic God being. In that relationship to the Earth's evolution that the Seraphim and Quetzalcoatl also suffered, along with beings of consciousness, like Archangel Michael Matrix, suffered a negative split and polarization in consciousness that was not what I could explain as their choice, but a byproduct of the distortion of the planetary and universal fields of creation, which we are comprised in this time and space. So it's important to understand this polarization, the split, the schism, goes way beyond planet Earth. It is something that is way beyond even human beings, and is actually impacting many other levels of consciousness, such as has been revealed today. This is how the fragmented, fallen angelic mind matrix infected many dimensions of timelines. The bottom line is today is the anniversary of Quetzalcoatl's magnetic imprint or birth. This was an auspicious day that opened a portal of connection that allowed a new level of reveal and healing to the fallen angelic and seraphim races that have been involved with the earth since the beginning of time, and that which will now be released as the blood covenant sacrifice, that which had been suffered on the earth had been holding the golden eagle grid in reversal patterns, crucifixion implants, and because of that, many beings, human and non-human, were bound and trapped in that grid, unable to evolve, unable to move forward, and their suffering consciousness was the battery, literally, that was energizing this grid and its NAA reversal pattern to enslave humanity. Family of Michael. This dark or reversal code infiltration is what forces the phenomena of fallen angelic races to live within a distorted dimension and damaged and violent blueprint of itself. The phenomena of demonic entities and its growing Luciferian energies of imposter spirit are a result of this distortion being spilled upon the earth plane and human beings. When the Seraphim hybridized with the reptilian, incredible genetic damage was suffered. The original hybridization attempt was actually overlit by the Elohim and was intended to actually heal the genetic anomalies, bringing more balance to make rehab of the reptiles possible. The Golden Order Seraphim are a part of the original 3 primal sound fields and were one of the 3 creators of the crystal bodies of angelic humans. Crystal Diamond Sun Matrix. Therefore, all human bodies hold genetic history and relationship to the Seraphim and angelic avian races, such as the family of Michael. Those given the energetic signature and the name of Michael have even more energetic consequence to holding this pain. Please clear yourself of this false Michael, false Jesus twin energy architecture from your name and blueprint as you are guided. Ask your blue ray flame coding to embody within and override all cellular memory distortions of the negative form. Seraphim Line Heart Healing Session Excerpt. because what's happening apparently on planet Earth right now, the Seraphim bloodlines are the most affected right now because of their relationship to the Golden Eagle grid and how that particular consciousness grid, which is a part of the mind matrix of the Seraphim races, it's like saying they're first in line to be distorted because of this genetic connection, the drag on their genetic material. It's the number one priority to help them because they are starting to be twisted and distorted into a place of possible no return. What's going on with the Golden Eagle grid is like saying, we understand that the Golden Eagle grid and the Seraphim have been and are the guardians of the horizontals. The magnetic field and the mind control and the AI architecture used by the negatives and the regressives was to manipulate the horizontal ley lines because by manipulating the horizontals, they manipulate time. As an example then, because the Seraphim lines are the guardians of the horizontals, because the reptiles aren't completely interested in creating their own timelines, they create the distortion on the horizontal, which creates all kinds of problems for the Seraphim genetics. What I'm understanding is that the Seraphim are having the problem more so with the breakdown of their genetic material faster, because these beings are using that as primary leverage points. They're not over on the Elohim line trying to work the vertical lines, they're working primarily on the horizontal lines. So it means that because this level of consciousness and its genetic material is specifically the masculine principle, the horizontal, the rod function, it's like saying that that area was where the primary bit of control is. And because it's a feeding frenzy over there at the Iran gate, which is really what's going on, desperate attempts, feeding frenzy at all these different levels. This genetic lineage is having more issues right now because the bid for control is really working the horizontal timelines, which means the Seraphim are getting the short end of the stick. They are starting to be pulled down energetically from the reversal networks and fragment into fallen angelics because the drag of that splitting frequency on their genetic material is so severe. See the link Seraphim Line Heart Healing. There are also many other reference links enclosed in the original article, which is linked in the video description box below. Thank you so much for listening in to this powerful and advanced message from Lisa Renee. In love and dedicated service.